Well, hello there. This is Kathy of kathysright.com, and welcome. Another episode of The View just happened. I just recorded just in case something interesting happens. And today they had Donald Trump's niece, Mary Trump, was on there. And the women gushed over her like they were grinning from ear to ear to find someone from Trump's family that hates him almost as much as they all do. And I find that their hatred, their Trump derangement syndrome is very much real. I think it's a form of psychosis at this point in America, because people are basing like all of their life choices based on how much they hate our president. They're coming from a place of hatred. Nothing good can come from that. Nothing good can come from hatred. And the people that like each other because they equally hate Trump, they have to see that there's something really disgusting about that. Is that if that is what you have in common with someone is your hatred, that is fundamentally flawed in character. I feel so bad for these people. I really feel bad for them. It's a form of psychosis that I don't think that they have some sort of medicine. There is no antidepressant for it. There's no pill. I don't know what they will do when Trump is out of office one day. You know, he can only go for 2 terms. I mean, that's the law. But it is severe, and it is really, really sad. It's just making me sad. And all of a sudden, there's been such a surgence of race everywhere you turn. You can't get away from it. It's like that they're obsessed with talking about it, dreaming about it, writing books about it. You know what? Most people don't think about it as much as the news people want us to think about it. I don't wake up in the morning and look at my husband and think, oh my gosh, you're white. I don't do that because he's my husband. It's like that is not how people operate. Normal people don't think like that. Normal people don't even bring it up because it's not an issue. But they are making it an issue. They want it to be the prime issue because they got nothing. The Democrats have nothing to offer us. They have no platform. They have nothing to give us. I mean, they keep dangling the carrot of reparations, which is completely illogical, can never happen, will never happen. And nobody owes anybody anything. But it's crazy. They just are obsessed. These people are sick. They are sick. So I'm watching The View, and Mary Trump is on there. And you can even see kind of sort of a resemblance. You know, she has a nose that's similar to Donald Trump's nose. But her hatred is real. And the women on The View were so happy to have her with them. And Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg, they were all, you know, in harmony singing her praises, basically saying to her, you are such a brave person to have written this book. She wrote a book about Donald Trump. I'm not going to even say the name of it because I'm not going to give her free advertising. I'm not going to do it. But she wrote some sort of book. She's his niece. Now, she's the daughter of Donald Trump's brother, the one who died of alcoholism. And that must have been tragic all by itself. I really think she must have had a horrible childhood if her father was not available mentally for her. So she gets onto The View, and they're trying to get her to say that Trump said the N-word. And she said, oh, yeah, he said it. And Sunny Hostin says to her, oh, was he saying it like about a certain person? I mean, how did he use the N-word? And Mary's answer was, well, he used it kind of in a general sense. And I'm thinking, well, what do you mean in that? How do you use the N-word in a general sense? What kind of cockamamie stuff? I mean, and then they were saying, how come you didn't write the book, 10 years ago? Well, basically 10 years ago, nobody would have read her book because Donald Trump wasn't the president. And nobody cares about the niece of a rich guy. I mean, really, she's just a cousin of Ivanka and the boys or the men or whatever. But I just thought, oh my gosh. So she writes this tell-all book, which doesn't tell much of anything from what I could see. And they were trying to get her to say things that were volatile, something really vitriol, something really mean. And she even, she tried. She gave it her all. But it was a pathetic attempt. Even for Sunny Hostin, who is a professional liar. I mean, she lies to your face every day. But when she lies to your face, she's also telling you that everybody else is a liar except for her. So those women on The View, they get paid to lie. And the Democrats have got nothing. So they have to make stuff up. So now everybody's a racist. Everything's about race. People are rioting because of race. Do you know what? It's gotten so to where I go to Netflix or Hulu or whatever station I find to sit down and watch a movie. Phil, just getting ready for my show and my editorial page, on my blog. I have had it up to here. I mean, I don't even, sometimes, I will watch a period piece. A period piece. It's like something from old England where everybody dresses like that. Just because I know they're not going to bring up race. There might not even be a person of color on the movie. But I am just so done. But they're going to drill that home because that's all they've got. If the Democratic Party had anything else going, they would use it. But they don't. So they've got to keep hammering that racial thing. And Joe Biden, yesterday I saw him on the news, and he was saying that Trump was the first racist president that we've ever had. This is Joe Biden, the one who said the N-word in the House, in the Senate. There's video of him saying it over and over and over. And he was the one that made that crime bill that sent thousands and thousands of black men to jail for very minor offenses. Joe Biden, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Oh, I'm talking about, yes, your hairy legs, the one that the little black kids in the pool used to rub your hairy legs, and you liked it? You pervert? You liked it. What a perv. And he's sniffing everybody's neck, and then everybody, it's just Joe. It's just Joe. It's not just Joe. If it was just Joe, if it was completely non-sexual, as they are making it out to be, then why isn't he sniffing men's necks? Why isn't he sniffing the neck of some dude? You're not going to see that because it is sexual. And they know it. And they know we know it. So I'm tired of them pretending all the time. They're pretending that they aren't noticing that Joe's not all there mentally. They're pretending. And they do it daily. Turn on CNN. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She will tell you till the cows come home. She was going to tell you how what a wonderful leader Joe Biden's going to be. And she knows good and well that he is not capable of leading anything. So why do they think that we're stupid? Really, I'm insulted at this point. We all should be. They insult my intelligence all the time. That's one of the reasons I could never vote for a Democrat. I wouldn't vote for a Democrat to be a dog catcher because they are insincere. They lie, they steal, they cheat, and they don't want what's best for the country as a whole. They want what's going to get them reelected. That's it. They want the power. They don't care if we turn into a communist country. Nancy, she doesn't care that there's poop outside of her house, so long as it doesn't make its way inside of her house. She has to step over all of that to get to an airport, I'm sure. But my goodness, just ignore and pretend these things don't exist. They are pretending that these riots aren't happening, that they're still calling them peaceful protest. There is absolutely nothing peaceful about these protests. It hasn't been peaceful from day one. And all they'll show you on CNN, the women locking arms, protecting a bunch of black people and white people behind them who have bricks and rocks and all sorts of stuff, balloons full of urine to throw at the police officers. This is nonsense. We all know it. We all know it. Let's stop pretending. You and I aren't pretending, but they are. And they're acting as though we're too stupid to see it. And I'm tired of being insulted by the left. They insult my intelligence when they say things to me like, Joe is going to be a good leader. And all he's got to do now is find a black female to run with him, and that'll cinch it. Because black people, we just vote for color. We have no minds of our own. We have no forethought, nothing. We just go with color because that's what kind of imbeciles they think we all are. Well, some of us are. There's some white people imbeciles too. Gosh, the ones that vote Democrat. I mean, I see them every day. There's a bunch of them. The ones that really, really hurt my heart are the ones that claim to be Christian and then they are still Democrats. That makes no sense to me. Not that the Republicans are all holy, because we are not holy. But I'm just saying, the ones that pretend to be Christian and then they go and vote for somebody who says, oh, abortion should be more available, put our tax dollars towards abortion, killing children. This is insane. Their belief system, or what they claim their belief system is, does not match how they vote. And you cannot separate them. And myself, when I bring it up, they go, well, I don't want to be a single issue voter. A single issue voter. Well, guess what? If life doesn't matter to you, then nothing matters to you. Who cares if somebody gets a new freeway if they are killing children? None of that, nothing else matters except for life. Until we get that straight, this is not going to be a peaceful world. Until we get the idea that life is sacred, we will not have peace in this country. So for all of the race baiting and the baloney that they're shoving down our throats and accusing people and the mudslinging, and it's all just nonsense. It's nonsense when you have blood on your hands of innocent children. So if they want to call me a single issue voter, go right ahead. But yeah, I'm going to vote for whoever's going to put the most conservative judges on the Supreme Court possible, because that's our shot at getting rid of abortion. We need to shut down every Planned Parenthood that ever existed. They put them all in black neighborhoods. You notice that. Now they're putting them in more central places. But in the beginning, when Margaret Sanger started Planned Parenthood, they were strategically placed in Afro-American neighborhoods. Or in the case of Margaret Sanger, that we were still considered colored, or as she liked to call us, weeds. So we could kill our own children. So if you get up there and vote the opposite of that, then you're intellectually dishonest. Your heart is dishonest. Because if you vote for death, you better be voting for death all the way around, because you're talking about death now, killing people. You may as well vote for mass shootings, because that's how people die. So I'm not going to do it. I have to look at myself in the mirror. Not only that, God has to look at me one day. God looks at me. Now, if your life isn't consistent with what you say you believe, then you better check yourself before God gets to you, because eternity is a long time. There is a heaven and there is a hell, and eternity is a long, long time. Because, they're trying the mail-in ballot thing so they can harvest votes and make up people, and, dead people will be voting, and dogs and cats will be voting. Well, dogs and cats, they generally always vote Democrat. Dead people, too. Dogs and cats and zombies exclusively vote Democrat. Exclusively. So that's how that works. That's what they're planning. That's why they want it. They're just so insincere. It's just like saying, oh, well, we don't want to require IDs because that's racist. How is requiring an ID racist in any way? I mean, who doesn't have an ID? Who at 15 years old did not want to get that driver's license? I can't imagine. I couldn't even imagine. I was so excited just to get that paper, the paper that they give you when you go take the test before your real license comes. Oh, those were the days. It was good to be young. Be right back. So, as conservatives, we have to stop pretending with them. That's the rub of the whole thing, is they pretend this, and then we try to be socially acceptable, and we pretend that we're believe what they say, or we're just pretending to be, polite how they say, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work conscientiously. Another example, the use of pronouns. Now, I don't understand, or really, I'm not going to even pretend to understand what a transgender or transsexual or transvestite is. I don't even know the difference. I don't know if it's a guy who wants to be a girl, or who feels like a girl, or has been told. I don't know if it's a girl who used to be a guy. I have no idea. Not going to even try. But when they're pretending, which is what is actually happening, they want us to pretend with them. So now they want us to use the pronouns that they have chosen for themselves rather than who they obviously are. And I think that that's another identity thing that the Democrats have sold us. I mean, we've gotten really comfortable with it as for the most part. I mean, civilized wise, we put up with it. So we don't go out to harm anyone. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. After all, they are still human beings. But I don't think we need to be a part of it. I don't think we have to be a part of it. If somebody says, but I'm a she and I see it's obviously a dude, I'm not going to go along with it. If I use a pronoun, it's going to be the appropriate pronoun for what I see. I'm not going to cooperate with a lie. I'm not going to cooperate with a disorder or a delusion. I'm not going to be that person because that would make me a liar. So I need for everybody to understand we are not helping people when we join in on deception. We are not helping anyone. The only time we can help someone is if we help them reach the truth. And by doing that, we have to be truthful in our words, in our deeds, in our hearts. We cannot go to church or mass on Sunday and say, Lord, Lord, and then go out and say, yeah, it's all right if you kill those babies over there, just not my babies. Because we are, in many, many ways, our brother's keepers. Because we're supposed to protect life. Everything in us, innately, it is put in us. Part of our survival mechanism, the way God made us, makes a mother want to protect her baby naturally. And the father, husband, his instincts are to protect his family. That is how it works. All this reinvention of the circle, the reinvention of these families, no matter how cool they are making it sound, how acceptable, it's still reinventing the wheel, and it doesn't work. Not for eternity. We have to conform our lives. We have to conform our lives to what the Bible teaches us. The Bible doesn't have to conform to us. God doesn't have to conform to our thinking, our belief system. It's us who has to conform to Him because He is our Creator. He is our Father in heaven, the author of life. He's the boss. When man has tried to become God at every episode throughout salvation history, catastrophe happens. Man tried to become like God when Adam and Eve ate the apple. When we try to make it okay to kill your own child in utero, that's us playing God with people's lives. It's us taking that infinite decision away from God. In doing that, we are actually usurping the authority of God Almighty. It's different than self-defense, as if someone was trying to kill you. Self-defense is permitted by God. In fact, it would be sinful not to. But at the same time, we cannot buy into their pronouns. We cannot buy into this self-deception that our culture's investing in. So let's be truthful, let's be honest, and let's go the way God intended. And stop pretending. Joe Biden really is losing his mind. No matter how many times a politician gets on television and says what a wonderful leader he's going to be, we know that's a lie. Or maybe they're pretending. We know they're lying to us. They've been doing it for years. It's nothing to them. If it's nothing to them for babies to die en masse, mass murder. This is mass murder in this country and around the world, and abortion. But if that's okay, then lying is not beneath them. Lying is like nothing next to murder. So this election, we have to outvote all the crazies, all the Democrats, all the liberals, all the communists, all the dogs, all the cats, all the zombies. We have to outvote them. so we have to show up. My bet is they're going to be exhausted. My bet is they're going to defect. They're not going to be Democrats very much longer. Because I don't think they're going to look at the television and see what we see and think, oh, well, that's okay what they're doing, tearing down Portland, tearing down Seattle, tearing down Minneapolis, tearing down Chicago. They want to be associated with that? Really? Because if that's cool to them, then we are in trouble. But my bet is human nature. Their human nature. There's something good still in everybody. They're going to say, this is wrong. Tearing down all those statues, it's wrong. Burning down buildings, it's wrong. Robbing and looting, wrong. Because there's still such a thing as right and wrong. And that's why Kathy's right all day long. So make sure you subscribe. This is Kathy of kathysright.com. Subscribe. I'm on Patreon, Spotify, YouTube channel, and iHeartRadio and more. Having a little difficulty with Facebook today because they said that something that I posted wasn't true. And I don't remember posting this one particular thing. I couldn't find it. They said they removed it, but that they were going to diminish how many people got to see my page. So go on my page, join up in my group, join me on Patreon. I'm going to be putting different things on there, not completely different things, but unique things. I hope that you'll enjoy. And I'm enjoying this very, very much. I have so much to say, pages upon pages of things I want to touch on, but there's not enough time in the day, and I don't want to keep you any longer than you need to listen to me. But I'm enjoying this very much. And I love America. I love you too. God bless you. Bye.